Welcome to the Circle of Love and Light. I'm your host, Jane Mountrose. I'm here with my wonderful husband and partner in Awakenings Institute, a nonprofit organization that's devoted to creating a more loving world. And we're really thrilled to have also Donna Loveheart. I love that.
Hartlove.
Daacke.
Yeah.
Hartlove. Oh,
yeah, that's my maiden name.
Sorry,
That's okay.
was that your given
That's
name?
my birth name. Yeah.
It's interesting. It's really beautiful. Okay, well,
thank you.
Donna Hartlove.
There we go. There we go.
And today's topic is the magical benefits of loving and caring for yourself. It's a wonderful topic, and it's more important than most people realize, I think. All of us, the three of us here, bring decades of experience to this topic. So I hope you'll stay with us and receive some valuable insights and ideas. Plus, we're going to be doing a very nurturing, energetic spa treatment meditation with the angels for bringing this magic into your daily life. And as always, we're going to be ending by sending the collective love and light that we gather here today out to the world. So we're here now live on Enlightened World Network, which is at facebook.com/Enlightened World Network, where you can find us every Sunday at 9 a.m. Pacific time or 12 noon Eastern time. We also then have a restream that you can watch on our Awakenings Circle of Love and Light on Facebook, which is facebook.com/Awakening Circle. So you can watch it anytime. And we think you can benefit from it, and we really appreciate your presence. And that's one of the two things I want to mention before we actually start on our topic today, which is we really value your presence and understand that every one of us is valuable if we want to create a more loving world. So anytime you devote to focusing on love or just being love, you are benefiting the world. So from that perspective, welcome and thank you. And please let us know if you're live in the comments, say hi, tell us where you're from, and feel free to share your insights. The second thing I want to do, just very, very briefly, is just center ourselves a little bit. We come usually to these things from other places, and we might be still in kind of a little bit of a momentum. So just a moment of slowing down and breathing. If you can close your eyes safely where you are. Just imagine all of the beings of light surrounding us who are supporting us. They're blessing us with a cascade of love and light. We can take that in with each breath and just start to feel more present in our bodies. That feels so good. And we'll have more of that later. For now, I again would like to welcome Donna and ask you to start us out by telling us a little more about yourself and why this topic is so important to you.
Well, thank you for having me. The topic for me is so important because it was my own personal experience that kind of, I think, led me to the work. I've been an esthetician, skincare, and really in spa for many, many years. And when I work with a client, or when I began to work with a client, you're holding really sacred space for them, a healing space, a container with, generally you go into the work with an intention of just bringing relaxation at the very basis, relaxation. So just years of doing that work, I was aware that I was energetically sensitive. So that sort of started me on a path of generating a more energetic suit of armor, if you will, which sort of led me down one learning modality to another. And then, I don't know, it just became a passion of mine to really create a broader container for my clients in a more holistic way that was inclusive of the relaxation, the body, but also the mind, the emotions, the heart, the consciousness. I mean, all of it, just wrapping it up in this really beautiful bundle. So that's how really just over years of practicing it for my own benefit, seeing the value in it, really led me to a really passionate place about sharing that, you know, with others.
Right. Yeah. And that's wonderful. And you mentioned so many things, body, mind, spirit. It sounds
Well,
complicated, but
because
it actually,
yeah,
what
container.
I wanted to say is it may sound complicated, but it's not, because
No.
it's very holistic and all
Yes.
is one. And what you do is I think what you were saying actually is you're wrapping it in a larger package than just the basic package. So you have the
Yeah.
you have the
Yeah.
magical package.
Well, yeah.
I also just want to take a moment to welcome the people who are joining us. I see Barbara Clark,
Hey, hi, Barbara.
Sharon Williamson, our good
Hi,
friend,
Sharon.
and Kenneth Easter. So thank you
Hello,
all for
Kenneth.
joining us. Go ahead, Donna.
Well, as you're saying that, it just got me thinking about, you know, we can be really good at taking care of one aspect of ourselves, maybe potentially, like I'm really good about going to the gym and eating well, but I'm not very mindful about my emotions and how I process my emotions and how that impacts maybe others as well as myself, you know, and or I'm really not, outside of going to the gym, I'm really not feeding my soul. What is it?
Right.
What else that is it that makes me happy? So I became really excited about learning about those different aspects of self in a holistic way that really brings about a wholeness to ourselves. So yeah, and it's not complicated. It's really not. It doesn't have to be a big, it's more an awareness thing. And like we were talking about early, bringing presence to that, you know, and being aware of when I'm shifting in and out of that and where do I need to adjust.
Right.
But a regular practice of that.
Yeah.
A practice of awareness, you mean?
A practice of awareness of where I need it in my life, you know.
What's needed now to be in balance?
Right, on a daily basis, so that I am consistently creating a presence within my own life, you know, within my own world.
How do you make that into like a practice? Because that's a wonderful thing to do, but then of course to do it is the challenge, perhaps.
The challenge,
but that's because we decide it's challenging, because I think there's so much information out there that it can be really overwhelming. And oftentimes we are on an autopilot, right? We're not cultivating that essential self. We're cultivating a social self. That's the mother and the employee and the sister and the wife. And so how do we cultivate a practice? Well, we dismiss all the beliefs of what that really means and start really tuning into what makes me feel good daily. What makes me feel good daily? This cup of coffee in the morning, being intentional about having my sit time in the morning. So you have to start breaking it down into little bite-sized pieces. And I think that that starts to bring you a little bit out of that autopilot, because you're bringing presence, you're bringing awareness of what that is. So that's a little bit of a process, because you have to stop long enough, at least every day, or start your day with realization around that. You know, it doesn't, you have to be sort of looking into it a little bit.
So you're talking about living your life, not doing your life.
Perfectly said. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Coming out of that human doing into human being, right? Being more a human being. Yeah.
And I think with what you're saying too, what we did at the beginning here is a good way to bring yourself back to yourself, so that you can be making decisions. Because I think part of what you were talking about with there's this and that, and you know, I play this role in that way, and this is happening. We end up in momentums. Yes. And what we need to be is actually in the moment rather than a momentum.
Exactly.
And it's so interesting if you just stop what you're doing and take a few nice nurturing breaths, loving yourself breaths.
Mhm.
Buddy like
I
that.
love the dog. I love the dog. Yeah. Even
And
getting
if you
doggy
do-
kisses, right?
Yeah, giving yourself the blessing of someone so sweet as this.
That's right.
It just it's probably less than 60 seconds. It can be, or if you can go outside and just breathe a little bit and then focus,
Mhm.
okay, here I am, I'm living my
Yes.
life like I'm being this person rather than just kind of
Yeah.
moving through it.
Yes.
It really, then you can start looking at simple options, like
Mhm.
what are simple things you can do?
And there are so many, there are so many little ways that we're coming back to that essential self every day and nurturing her. It doesn't have to be elaborate. And I think that puts a lot of people off. I really think that they think it's more of a process of doing rather than being. And that soul centering that we did in the beginning, that is done throughout the day, right? But when we
Yeah, you can
realize
be
we
breathing
need that,
love anytime, actually.
right?
You don't have to go anywhere or even close your eyes to breathe love.
Yeah. But this is the thing. As simple as that is, if I'm not aware that I need it, then I'm not doing it. I'm not cultivating it. So you have to sort of, how do I get the attention around my intention to do that? So how do I do that? Well, one suggestion might be to set an alarm on your phone, like just explore the idea of that, but set reminders. So I still have on my alarms, I have 4 times a day, from the time I wake up, from the time I'm generally about ready to go to bed, 4 times a day, that I will set the alarm for 5 minutes. I take 5 minutes. I honor just 5 minutes, which goes by like that. And it's worth the next 3 hours. But I will do the heart centering or the soul centering, or just step outside and breathe. But generally for me, I try to really create a shift. So I'm doing some other things even, but the other component for that time out for me is just really noticing something that I'm grateful for in that day. So
yeah,
I'm
that's a wonderful
feeling
thing.
that elevated emotion, right?
Mhm.
So creating opportunities for that is really important, because in theory, it can be really great. But if we don't become intentional about it, then we are on autopilot perpetually, and so that's where where we start. Like when I'm working with someone, okay, what's your intention? How do we bring attention to that intention? And so we just start to cultivate by baby steps, practices, routines, that build awareness of where you're at,
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
point.
And then something we were talking about before we started is recognizing that it is important and that you deserve it. I think even if you don't feel you deserve it for yourself, which you should, because each of us is an equally wonderful, valuable human being, and
Absolutely.
on a higher level, spiritual being. There is no competition between us in terms of deserving love or deserving space for ourselves.
Right.
And I like to tell the story. Years ago, Philip and I went to Lake Tahoe, and there was this wonderful place on the lake with it had a mansion, one of the first that was built on Lake Tahoe, probably more than 100 years ago now. And so they would do tours, and you go into this big, huge living room, just this beautiful living room with a view of the lake. And then beyond that, there is this big dining room, one of those ones with the long table,
big grand
who knows,
table. Yeah.
50, 40 seats on it or something. And then you go from there into the kitchen, obviously, where they prepare. And from there, there's another dining room.
Oh, wow.
And what they explained to us is that they had a dining room for all of the people who served, and they would always serve themselves first, because then they could be of best service to others.
Oh, love
and
that.
if you look at that, not just in terms of eating, but all of the needs that you need, if you're meeting your own needs, you can be of best service in whatever you're doing for others.
Exactly. So it really isn't selfish. It really
No. No,
so
it
much
isn't at
about us.
all.
But in a way, it's self-indulgent when you think about it, because it really is giving yourself permission. It's allowing you to enjoy that space. And when you do that, what's happening? There's an elevation in your light. There's an elevation in your spirit. And boy, that just gives you so much more capacity to love and to share, not only with others, but your animals and nature and our planet. You know, just you're coming from a much different place as a human being.
Yeah, if we're harried and stressed, we can't be our best selves for the people around us, or like you said, for the little animals or all of the beings.
Yeah, there's that biblical.
You just love everything differently.
Yeah,
there's that biblical idea about the body as a temple, and I guess everything is a temple. The body, if we're here for sort of a spiritual purpose, you need a vehicle, our body, to do that, and without it being working optimally with a lot of energy, care and nurturing and love to our body as well, so we can love other people and serve other people.
Yeah.
And I will say, I mean, like, one thing I get in my work a lot is a curiosity about how do I become more intuitive? Everybody's really desiring of that and curious about that. But that's when you talk about, the body as a vehicle, the body is operating in a 3-dimensional world. But when we can live in a more elevated frequency, like just turning down the noise on life a bit and cranking up, you know, the frequency, the volume on the frequency, it puts us in that energetic sort of information. And then that's downloaded through the heart, you know, and then received from the brain, or received by the brain, and then we start to get it. So there's so much benefit to taking care of ourselves in different aspects, so that we can kind of consistently sort of, as best we can, maintain this frequency, this energetic frequency that provides so much benefit on so many levels. But that's one way that I work with, just cranking up the intuitive. You have to kind of be in the space of that frequency.
Just to be in a space, enough of a space where you can listen to your heart.
Exactly. It's received really, through the heart, right?
Yeah, it is. Like, the heart is really like a second brain. In fact, it's the receiver of intuitive information.
It has its own,
and then it delivers it to the head. But the head the head thinks that it should be in charge.
The brain always thinks it's the boss, but it's pretty much a servant, you know, of the body. But the heart is the seat, and scientifically, we see energetic information. I mean, it can be measured. It comes in, enters through the heart first. I mean, that's a fact. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah. So if you just breathe and open to love. And another thing that has really been a big factor for both of us, and we'll be exploring it a little more here in the meditation, is there are angels always around us. And people have different belief systems. Maybe they don't think that it's realistic to think that angels are going to be supporting you, but this is a belief too. You know, people sometimes tell me, well, I don't believe that I deserve their assistance. And that's something to really question in yourself. And if you ask them, they won't. That's not what they're going to say. And we'll experience it. You can experience it now. Actually, one beautiful angel for self-care, I think, is Archangel Zadkiel, which is considered often a very feminine energy. You can just invite Archangel Zadkiel to shower you with the blessings of beautiful, nurturing, loving yourself energy. And I can just feel it. I think you become more sensitive to it when you practice it too.
I think you can frequency.
Just feel, you just can feel that loving energy. And sometimes she's known to be associated with red rose petals. Just imagine those red rose petals flowing down over you.
Yeah.
It feels
I
really
think
good.
it feels really good. It feels really good. And I think it's so beautiful that we can access that. They're not out somewhere unaccessible. You know, we can tune into that frequency of love that are the angels.
Right.
You
At
bring that in,
at any
Donna,
point in
to your self-care, the sort of the more angelic ethereal realms. Do you
time.
kind of make
Every
that
single
pragmatic for
day.
people?
Yes.
How,
Yes.
how do you help people integrate that with the self-care?
Well, for me personally, I now just tune into that frequency, sort of what Jane just did. So, but I'll help others by it's the way that I feel it to be accessible is to practice being in that frequency. Jane obviously she can access it immediately. I feel like I can access it immediately because you've learned to be in that space of love as a common thing. I know that it's possible now. I may not have known that 20 years ago when I started in this field. I thought they were these, maybe they are winged beings that are somewhere off, you know, but that's not the reality. My reality now, my personal experience has taught me that being in that, here comes my dog, my winged furball.
Likes the energy. Okay.
That's
Join
my
the
stuff.
party, I guess. Yeah.
She's way too big to be on my lap, however. But I would help them by just practices of being in that frequency, really. And
Mhm.
and then you just get it, you know, you just get it at that point.
Mhm.
So you're probably transmitting that to people that, like, when you're
When I'm doing a treatment or something,
treatment,
definitely.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I'm coaching, we're working to get into the frequency. Sorry, Jane.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's always worth mentioning just the basics. Allow yourself the space to get the rest you need.
Yeah.
You know, allow
Yeah.
yourself to get the nutritious food you need.
Mhm.
You know, give your time to take care of, you know, actually, I think dressing in a way that makes you feel good about yourself is really helpful too.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
I
do it
think
even
so too.
if Philip's out of town and the only ones who are going to see me are the dogs. I'll still dress in something that makes me
Because it
feel
makes
good
you
about
feel good.
myself.
That's right. Yeah. And that's again, the other day when we were talking about those radiant circuits, like, what is it? Like, pay attention to those little, like I said earlier, my coffee in the morning, those
Right.
little opportunities to just accept joy, you know, and it doesn't have to be grand. I, like you know, you just feel good when you feel
Mhm.
like you're put together, maybe, or,
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah, as if you value yourself.
Exactly.
You know, you're treating
Yes,
yourself,
as if you
and
actually
you
value
do. Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you do.
know. Philip, you talk about mirror exercises sometimes, like looking at yourself in the mirror and saying,
Mhm.
you're a wonderful person.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have a great day. Look at
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
This
Louise
is a beautiful
did a
day
lot of that.
for you.
You know, Louise Hayes did a lot of that, and I think it can be really awkward in the beginning, right? To look in
Right.
the mirror and say, hey, Donna, you know, and to acknowledge yourself, and then, yeah, just express a loving appreciation for that. Or, yeah, there's a lot
And
of work.
celebrate your successes. Like, wow, you did something wonderful yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes we don't take time to celebrate our own successes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why don't we maybe go back for a moment to the radiant circuit, since you brought that up, and it seems to be something that you use effectively, and what that is and how people might benefit from understanding that energy.
Well, the radiant circuits are something that I learned really from Donna Eden. She's termed them radiant circuits, and she's a mentor, a teacher. I've learned lots from learning from her, really, but she refers to them as those. So she's an energy worker and teacher, and she just refers to them as the circuitry, and a literal circuitry within our being, within our energetic being, that assist all the other circuits, the meridians, the chakra centers, all the other circuits, crossover patterns and figure eight patterns, all of those are circuitries. And the radiant circuits they really support all those systems, but it is those things that make us feel radiant. And like
Mhm.
when maybe we gave birth or we got married. So there's some grand radiant moments, but then they're really in every single day, like Jane holding her dog, you know, or going outside to take a breath. I mean, it's really just being in that space, mind, body, and spirit, that space of joy. And we can get a really big jolt of radiance from those really amazing moments, but it's there in the way that we're thinking. It's there in the way that we accept ourselves. And so it's really being mindful of what is it that makes me radiate? What is it? Because when I'm mindful of that and I can practice being more in that space, cognitively, I'm also benefiting my body physically, because I'm
Yeah.
allowing those circuitries to really work in the most beneficial way for my body, and rewiring everything. So but really, to simplify it, it's just those things that make us feel radiant, you know, dressing in a way that I feel good about, you know.
So you're saying actually doing things that give you joy and presence activate these radiant circuits in you.
And those
which are-
radiant circuits have been seen by different cultures, and they're called different things in different cultures. So it's not something that just Donna created, you know.
yeah, it's something
she
actually
sees them.
exists.
Yeah.
She saw something that's there. So it's multidimensional, it's higher dimensional.
It's an energetic presence, you
Mhm.
know. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I know she has that one exercise where you hold your elbow and then put your other hand on your hip and stuff where you're breathing. That's a radiant circuit. And then you hold your
she's
other
got a
hand.
lot.
She has a lot of different
She's
exercises.
amazing too. I mean, if you want to learn more energetically, you know, about your circuitry, she's a really good one to learn from. But yeah, there are. I mean, I teach a women's circle, and within that circle, one topic is we consider our radiant circuits, and that's really just bringing awareness. Everything's so cultivated by awareness, but really bringing awareness around what is it in my daily life that makes me feel that joy, you know. And
That's a great question.
mhm,
Yeah.
From a practice, yeah, Zen
Yeah, yeah.
meditation almost.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I
So,
used to
yeah.
work as an architect for many, many years. And toward the end, I wasn't that fond of my work. And I realized, well, I could do little things that I could enjoy
Yeah.
at different times. And one of the things I realized I could do is I could drive a different way to work that went by a park, and I would stop. I would give myself an extra 10 minutes. I would stop and walk around this little lake with the birds and beautiful
Yeah.
morning, fresh. I love morning air, beautiful,
too.
fresh morning
Yeah.
air, and just welcome life for the day.
Mhm.
And it made a
Yeah.
big difference. There's just little things, having quotes, inspirational quotes around you that just lift
Absolutely.
your
Yeah.
spirits.
Yeah. And
There's
you just
very
said
simple
something
things.
really important. I heard you say something really important, and that was, I really didn't like my job, but I realized that there was still room for radiance in my life.
Right.
You know, I
Right.
didn't like it. And sometimes we can't always change a situation. Sometimes we just
That's
can't.
right.
So
Right.
we look for and embrace ways to still bring that radiance in. And then what are you doing? Like I said before, you're cranking up that frequency. And when you can sort of be there more, then your power to manifest becomes more powerful. You're listening more easily to your GPS, you know, so that's when magic can happen. And we're talking about the magic today, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we're doing actually a very simple thing. We actually have been doing something we call the Miracle Reframe every morning. And you can do it just by repeating the statement a few times. I know that anything is possible and miracles are happening now. To have some kind of statement like that to start
Yeah.
your day. And if you repeat that statement 4 or 5 times,
Mm-hmm.
for myself, I can't help but smile.
Yeah.
And we also, there's this person on YouTube, his name is Sad Guru. It's not
Ah.
SAD, it's SHD, I think. It's not
Uh-huh.
actually sad.
Yeah.
And he suggested this practice
Excited.
3 times a day. To first, you raise your arms up and you look up to the heavens and just take a nice breath.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like opening to this larger sphere of life. And then you
Yeah.
look down to the earth, you know, and kind of reach down and take another breath. And that's it.
You
Mhm.
bow, you
Yeah.
kind
But
of
it's just,
bow
it's
in
kind of, I think
reverence.
also it brings you into an awareness of yourself, of being in that balanced space between heaven and earth, and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
kind of out of, gets you out of that
It shifts gears.
kind of momentum
It's just that
again.
awareness, right?
Yeah. And
Mhm.
it's just, it only takes a minute.
I
Mhm.
know.
We go outside in the morning as the sun comes up and we're doing it and just saying,
Yeah.
hi world.
Absolutely. And I know it's so easy. It's free. It's simple, you know, and but I love that there are all these little gentle reminders to find it throughout your day, because it truly is that simple. And another thing I like, the idea of, I know in my world is I create my space. So you talked about the way you dress maybe or whatever, but I create a space that is sort of like my sanctuary.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's this place that I feel like I have rocks and sticks and things
Yeah,
from
me
all
too.
over my
I've got all kinds
travels.
of stuff. Little, I have this,
Yeah.
I'll just show you
Mhm.
because I have this little bowl of things on my desk that is all
Yeah.
little stones,
Mhm.
and I have
Yeah.
this. I show this often. My Selenite Heart. Selenite,
Art.
by the
Mhm.
way, is a fabulous stone. I bought this on Amazon. And
Yeah. I have selenite all
selenite
over
also,
my
it
house.
clears it. Yeah, we do too. It
Yeah.
clears negative energy.
And
It's
it doesn't
really
have to
great.
be recharged. It
No,
charges
it
other
charges things.
sounds.
It charges
Yeah.
everything. It
Yeah.
actually removes negative energy from the room. And it's just,
Yeah.
I think, like you, we've got those little selenite sticks all over the place.
Yeah. And if you're drawn to it, why not? I mean,
Yeah.
move toward what you're drawn to, you know,
Right.
and because there's a reason you're drawn to it. It's somehow it's adjusting, you know, somewhere probably energetically. And yeah, so being in a space that feels and you may even have like just one room or closet. I
Or
mean,
a
some
place,
people
your own little shelf somewhere, you know, whatever,
exactly
Little
whatever you
altar.
have. It's like, I
that,
have,
that
this is my space for
mhm.
whatever.
Yeah, it all kind of cultivates this place of radiance, I guess, for
Mhm.
again, lack of a better word. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it can be done in so many ways. I mean, it's
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So time is moving on. It's going so
Yeah.
fast. It always goes fast. And it's time for our angelic spa treatment.
That sounds lovely. I'm always
It-
down for this.
Ta-da.
And this is for people, well, people who know the angels. It's great for if the angels are new to you. It's an opportunity to just notice how close they are, how they are here for you.
Mhm.
Because each of us who is present to this, whether it's live or anytime, whenever you listen to this, these angels can be present to you with your intention. So as I call on them in your own mind
Mhm.
and say, yes, please, I want you to be here for me too.
Mhm.
So, okay,
Invitation.
so, right. And we're going to be calling on different archangels. I'm going to start, and Phillip and Donna may join in a little bit here and there. I did want to mention that some of them are kind of known to be more masculine, some more feminine, but the archangels are actually all of them are a perfect balance of masculine and feminine. And they're all actually aspects of love. So it's all love, and it's just different qualities of love that are coming to us. So we're going to start as we did earlier, just closing your eyes and starting to breathe, knowing that all of these beings of light, they are actually always with us. And when we call on them to bless us with more light, they do. So we can start by breathing in more of that loving energy. And as you exhale, just intend that you're releasing any energy you don't need right now. You might feel stress in your body, or just sense energy around you that doesn't feel quite right. Just ask it all to leave. So every breath you're breathing in love and light. And as you exhale, you're just releasing. So as I mentioned, it can be outside you, it can be inside you, all the way down to the cellular level. Our cells all have intelligence of their own, and they love love too, by the way. And so this is an opportunity just to allow them to breathe in love and release as well. So anywhere in your body, anywhere energetically. Also, just intentionally asking any energy that is not your own from other people in other places, other times, just ask it to go back lovingly where it came from, because we take on other people's energy and energy from other places. We want our space to be our own energetically. And similarly, we leave bits of ourselves in other times and places. So just ask for all of your own energy to come back to you now in this moment. You might even feel it. I always feel it, like I can feel this energy coming in. These things are real. And then we're ready to start inviting in angels for our spa treatment. And we're going to start with Archangel Raphael, who is associated with healing. He's known as the divine healer and has a whole lot of healing angels all around him who also can serve us. And just imagine, it's a beautiful, often seen as a beautiful emerald green energy that he brings. We just invite him in and just to bless us with this beautiful healing emerald green light. Can release stress from your body, from your mind. And it's good for healing on body, mind, spirit, emotions. So anything just you want to release, any thoughts that you don't need, and just start feeling that nurturing, healing energy. And you might even sense Raphael as a presence you might feel his wings surrounding you and hugging you, or he may be holding his hand on your shoulder to let you know he's here, or maybe even saying something lovingly to you. With all of them, just be open to what you experience and accept it for what it is without question. And I want to thank Raphael and Jophiel, who was here with us earlier and will be back, or is probably still here. I also always want to thank them for their presence. And the next one I want to invite in is Archangel Zadkiel, who's known for nurturing and caring, beautiful, divine feminine energy. He brings calmness and peace to a troubled mind, and also is known as he's the angelic bearer of the violet flame, as it's known, which is really the most powerful transmutative energy that's available to us here on planet Earth. So you can just feel a cascade of that violet light. I prefer to imagine it as sparkling violet light rather than flames. You can imagine any of these in whatever way feels right to you, or request it in whatever way feels right to you. It may be a cloud of violet light swirling just really gently around you. So you can again invite it to surround you, and it can transmute anything that you don't need. With your intention, you can focus on transmuting fear or stress, whatever, and also invite it into your body into the cells, just feeling those sparkles in all of your cells. Beautiful, healing, nurturing light. And you can imagine yourself now with this rising up to a lofty cloud, real soft, gentle cloud, just breathing in lighter energy with every breath so you can rise up to this cloud. A perfect place. It's like your angelic spa.
Mm.
Perfect place for love and nurturing. And it's a beautiful space. You might even see yourself in a little temple or gazebo or some kind of a special space for you. And imagine there that there's a pool of that violet light energy. It's like cosmic energy that you can just enter into and settle in like a spa of water, but it's energy, beautiful, soothing violet energy. And allow yourself to be nurtured by Zadkiel and the angels who come with Zadkiel. And all of your guides, your team in spirit who are here for you. They're all here. And with this, just allowing your muscles to relax. If you're feeling any remaining tension in your shoulders, maybe almost like a little energetic massage going on. Any thoughts about that, Donna? Any insights?
Earl, I'm at the spa.
Hmm.
I'm at the spa. No, that's I love, I'm giving myself permission totally to be here right now.
Wonderful. Yeah. And you can ask for that violet light to relax your nervous system. You know, the nervous system, the part of us that is in that fight or flight mode so much of the time. Just relax and know that you're being held. They're always here to hold you and to keep you safe.
And your body right now, as we're in this just very relaxed, elevated space, the autonomic nervous system is rejoicing because it's just receiving maybe an entirely different message than what it's used to.
Mm-hmm. And you can go here anytime to this
Mhm.
place. Just imagine going up to that beautiful cloud, the angelic spa cloud, you could call it, however it appears to
Celestial
you.
spa.
Right,
Yeah,
a celestial spa.
are no rules. You
Right, right.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, and as you rise out of that energetic pool, you can imagine there's a beautiful cloud lounge chair for you as we invite in Archangel Zadkiel again to bless us with more of that beautiful energy that is helping us to appreciate the beauty within ourselves. And she may have a message for you. I feel she's just saying, settle into who you are. That's where your beauty lies.
Mm-hmm.
So often we feel like we need to be someone else to be worthy or to be considered beautiful. We're beautiful, the most beautiful, when we allow ourselves to be ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And just imagine those red rose petals. She's sometimes also associated with a golden yellow light too. So there's like that energy in there. Those radiant circuits are activating.
Mm-hmm. Fire it off.
Right. And again, you can send that beautiful energy, that radiant energy, anywhere in your body that needs more. Anywhere, maybe if there's a place in your body that you don't love, just send that energy there now.
Mm-hmm. Or part of your body that's challenging you in some physical way.
Mm-hmm.
Just send that.
And just settling into the beauty that is you. when we understand ourselves more as spiritual beings who are all here being who we came to be, we're all here for a reason. We can realize that there is no competition between us, that we all are magnificent. And when we see that in ourselves, and maybe that's a word that doesn't resonate with you, you can pick another word. We're all wonderful. We're all worthy. We're all deserving. We're all fabulous, fabulous human beings.
Yes.
And just to appreciate yourself. And that too is a gift you can give yourself and to the world, because the world needs us all to be able to love ourselves as we are. And when we love ourselves, it's much easier to love others too, and those who we have differences with, even maybe. So I want to invite one more, one of my favorites. These are all favorites. They're all just so magnificent and such. They are divine gifts to us. I want to invite in Archangel Zadkiel, who is known to be the magician of the archangels. And so if you want to feel joy, he's known to be one of the most joyful. So you can imagine, I like to imagine it as sparkles of rainbow light. He's known for rainbow light. It could be swirls, it could be sparkles, it could be just blends of different colors. Just imagine that rainbow of light all around you. And again, inside your body, clearing out anything that you don't need still, and energizing you with that joy, sending the perfect colors into each cell. They can choose with a rainbow of light. They can choose the colors they want. And just feel that joy. The sparkle up in all the cells. When I mention sparkles in the cells, my body starts to tingle. It just is the most wonderful thing. And it's free. And then with that, also you can open to bringing magic into your life. There's the magic, the magical blessings of loving and caring for yourself, and the magic of the life you're creating. Zadkiel can help you with all of that. And now it's time for us to return, but we can keep, we can hold on to all these wonderful energies and anything that we've learned about ourselves and gained for ourselves. We can bring it back with us and know that we can invite the angels to be with us at any moment. And I again want to thank them with the depth of gratitude, my greatest gratitude to all of them for being with us. And now just feel yourself settling back into your seat or wherever you are, feeling your feet touching the ground, even if it's the floor, just again, grounding yourself to the earth and noticing again that beautiful balance between heaven and earth. And then breathing in more active energy, taking your time, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Well, I think I was doing some clearing because I got a tickle attack.
A tickle attack.
I was coughing like crazy. Oh my goodness. So something was moving through me.
Something was, well,
yeah.
Yeah, I had some deep yawning at first, and that's a sign of relaxing and going deeper.
Yeah.
Releasing.
Yeah. It's so
that
wonderful.
was really beautiful. Thank you,
Oh,
Jane. That was really nice.
Thank you. And this is now our time as we focus on all the love that we're feeling, just to imagine sending it out to the world, just being it.
Yeah.
I think is sending it out to the world. But if we just imagine enhancing it even more and intentionally sending it, also that is even more powerful.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So Barbara
Yeah.
Clark thanked us, said that was lovely.
Yes, that was nice.
Yes.
If you think of like votes counting, just on the political votes, but if you think of your energy counting as something that's shifting the balance of things, of determining the direction. So when you put your energy into love and goodwill and compassion and creativity, the world becomes more that way.
Right.
Mhm.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And notice how that feels in terms of where would you rather be there, or would you rather be in a stressful momentum?
Exactly.
It is. I know it's not entirely our choice, because there are different things going on, and there are areas in the world that are extremely stressful and even terrifying. We are sending them love, but those of us who are just going about our daily lives and have a choice, it's
Mhm.
good to remember that it is there. It's always there. And I often hold the world at the end. You can get these little spongy worlds, globes on Amazon.
Oh, that's adorable. I like that.
Mhm.
Send love to the world.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Because
really
this is
like
going to
that.
be the solution. If you think about
Mhm.
it, it actually is a viable solution that is effective. And it's really a matter of having more people join in.
Mhm. Right. And like Philip said, the more we can radiate that, the more we generate that,
Right.
So
Right. And for you, Donna, as an example, when you're working with people and you're helping them to be in more loving spaces, then that is radiating more
Mhm.
love
It's
out.
just
And they can
radiating.
do the
Yeah.
same thing. They
Mhm.
can do it with their families and friends. Come on up.
Yeah.
This is our other little girl. Well, our other dog.
Aw.
The other one was a male. This is our little female. Her name's
Are they the
Foxy.
same dog? They're the same, two of the same?
No, this is another dog.
They're
Yeah, it
similar
looks like
breeds, so
the face looks similar because we only
Yeah,
saw
they are similar. They
same
look like
color.
brother and sister. He's
Oh,
more white, and she's got these. She also has the most beautiful doggy tummy.
is it a terrier?
It's like silk,
Yeah.
and
Aw.
she's a girl.
And
Oh,
I
she's
swear, I think dogs are absolutely from the angelic realms.
Yeah.
They just carry such a high level of love. They
Yeah,
really do.
yeah.
It brings such a high level of love.
They're just here. She wants to come back.
This is, oh,
She's so very affectionate, as you can see.
yeah, we love that though.
Yeah, they're great. And that is, I think, having Philip and I were talking about it the other day, having dogs in our lives is really a big blessing to us.
I would agree
Just
100%.
love these little beings. And
Yeah.
these two love each other too. They're very funny and playful with each other.
Aw.
So
We
it's real
have just
great.
one chocolate lab, and she's so much love
Yeah.
for the whole family. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
been a joy.
Oh, they are. Another thing I recommend to people often is consider wearing things that have hearts on them, because that's a good reminder too. And it also is in terms of having resonant energy.
Mhm.
It's really,
Mhm.
it's much better than wearing a skull and crossbones or something like that, for
Yeah.
instance.
But yeah, and it resonates with you. It
Yeah.
resonates from the frequency that
Yeah,
you're.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
even get Selenite Heart necklaces. This is not selenite. This is something else. But you can get a selenite heart, which then has all of those other qualities too.
Qualities. Yeah, I have a lot of heart
Here's
necklaces because my
there's
last name
Buddy.
is Hartlove.
Turn around so they can see. This is the other
Oh
one.
yeah, that one's different.
He's a bigger boy, a bigger one, and he's a boy.
He's got more hair too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're competing now for my lap.
Oh, well, they're very cute. They're brother and sister.
No, they're not, but they look like they are. They're
Yeah,
both
they're
they're
related.
both rescue dogs.
Mm.
So any closing thoughts at this point, or do we feel complete?
Yes, thank you. Thank you for inviting me to join you today. I really enjoyed being here and being in this space. Felt good.
Good. And thank you for bringing
thank
yourself.
you, Donna.
Welcome. You're
That was
welcome.
great.
So this would be the time then, Donna, if you can let people know how they can find out more about what you're doing, how to contact you, those kinds of things.
Well, you can go to Mindfully Connected. That's what I call my business, Mindfully Connected. It's just connecting it all, bringing it all together. Or Donna Daacke, Daacke. And really, that would be the simplest way, just to go and look at my website. And then if you have any questions or curiosities, I'm always happy to reach out and connect.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And Phillip, do you want to share what's going on at Awakenings Institute and how people can find out more about what we're doing?
Well, we have a free download gift, a package from our new book, the Loving Power,
Loving
of,
Power of Your
your
Soul.
soul, and EFT, holistic EFT tapping video, and some resources. So that's a tiny URL tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit, tinyurl.com/spiritual-kit. And we have our holistic coaching and healing program, which Donna participated in a while back. People really love that if you're drawn to it. And that begins June 14th. Holistic coaching and EFT. It's live with Jane and myself every week. And the tiny URL for that is tinyurl.com/HOL coach, tinyurl.com/HOL coach.
Wonderful. Thank you. And we do also have a course that is about angels called Abundant Living with Angels, Oracles, EFT, and more. There's a lot there. And that's tinyurl.com/abundant-living. You can also find out more about the circle at circleofloveandlight.org. And again, thank you for being with us, for being a source of light for the world. And if you want to support the circle, you can like our page, the one facebook.com/awakeningscircle. You can share this video with your friends. If you go to Awakening Circle, or Circle of Love and Light on Facebook, you can share it with your friends and spread the love. You can also invite your friends to join you in the circle. So these are all wonderful things. We appreciate your support. And the last thing that I always like to do is to, but he is determined. He's a boy. He's
Doesn't sit still long.
No. Well, he does sit, but I tried to block him from getting back in my lap, so he he had to jump extra high.
I think they just are love balls.
Yeah. Anyhow, what I was saying is you can send some of this accumulated love and light forward into the coming week. Which is actually, it is very effective. You can imagine a color for it. It might be a beautiful pink or the rainbow colors of light. And then when you get there, just imagine, you can anytime imagine that color again or that rainbow of light again, and you can recreate what we have here, because your own joy is always there for you in each moment. So again, thank you everyone for joining us.
Thank you.
And hope we'll see you again next time.
Thanks, guys. Take care. Have a great rest of the day.
Donna.
Thank you. Bye.